I promised this was going to be the first weapon that I showed and experimented with out of that cache that I received from RMJ Tactical. Did an unboxing video on that, and I've been carrying this thing around and playing with it quite a bit already. It is a big flat sap, as you can see, kind of rectangular in shape on both ends. And being a large sap, it is a heavy hitter. How big? 10 inches tip to tip. It has the wasted grip about, 4/5 of the way down, which gives you a lot to strike with, but if you do grab it there, then you have more than enough room on the bottom to still strike with. Theoretically, you could do kind of a tomahawk strike and try to maximize impact with that corner because of the semi-rectangular head, but, in an actual self-defense situation, I don't know that you'd have the capacity to be quite that precise. And remember, flat saps were not designed for edge-on striking. Of course, we know they were used that way and are used that way, but that's not what they were designed for. They were called slapjacks, slappers, and slapsticks, all for a reason. You're meant to hit with the flat striking surface. So let's go from behind the back. This is my handy-dandy paper-stuffed tube. And if that didn't seem impressive in terms of power on what this sap can do, watch this comparison. I'm going to use a trench club. This trench club, which I cannot wait to make a video on, also from RMJ Tactical. So here is a just, brutal weapon. Basically a medieval mace. Now, I'm not going to strike with the striking head, but with the very end of the haft to try to save my target here, because we're looking for the displacement. I've never struck that target with anything that sent it flying away quite like that. It almost looked like the footage was on fast forward. And now, of course, our 10-inch leather and lead slapjack can't compete with that in terms of power. And it's not going to equal it by any stretch, but check this out. Find some even ground. And let's see what this can do. And that is what is so great about these weapons. Pretty damn impressive given its very small size. If you noticed in that slow motion footage, the weapon actually flexes away from the target as you swing through it. Granted that it does give you some loss of power, but it still hits more than hard enough. And the positive side of that, and it's a big one, is it saves your wrist a lot of wear and tear. And that was to give you an idea of the resistance this box has. And that is the other really neat thing about the semi-flexible nature of the flat sap. I call it in my book the double tap. The way it lets me swing right through the target means I can just reverse instantly and hit with basically just as much power. Both those hits were delivered almost instantaneously, like, half a second between the two. And that's a pretty unique feature for a melee weapon if you think about it. And here, let me break out a vintage Smith & Wesson medium-size sap. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's got the M stamped right on it. Boy, this thing was definitely carried back in the day. There it is, right? So to give you an idea, here's a nice, effective sap, not the smallest that they made, the medium. And here's our RMJ. For comparison, yeah, it's going to hit hard. It's big. Well, I am very, very pleased with this guy here. It is a quality piece of hardware. And we threw in a little bit more on the unique nature of this exact type of weapon, flat saps. Thank you for watching.